Welcome everyone to the Read and Writing Corner. I am your host, Leanne, and if this is your first time here, welcome. Pull up a seat, sit down. We will talk about this book here, Fall of Midnight by Laura Adrian. And if you have been here before, welcome back. You know the drill. We're going to talk non-spoiler, and then we're going to go on to spoilers. Okay, so this is part of the series called Midnight Breed, or Midnight Breed Next Generation, if you want to get more technical. Now about the series. 20 years have passed. Breeding humans must live openly together following the blood wars of the past, where rogue vampires hunted and fed without discretion. Now it is up to the Order to maintain peace between mankind and the breed, all while bold new enemies rise from all sides, conspiring to shatter the fragile truce and ignite a war to end all others. What made me read this book? It is the 17th book in the series, and it is technically the 7th book in the series and second to last book, and we are finally going to be going head to head with Celine, a queen, soon enough. I can't wait. Here is the blurb. Breed warrior Mika is one of the Order's best. His reputation for cold justice and lethal skill rivaled only by that of his formidable father Tegan. So when a mission Mika's leading in an off-limits area called the Deadlands goes terribly wrong, leaving him the sole survivor of an apparent Atlantean attack, he won't rest until he has answers and vengeance for his fallen team. Phaedra thought it was only a dream, a hideous nightmare, yet somehow she had been transported from her life in Rome to a stretch of barren forest when it suddenly lit up with unearthly fire, obliterating everything in its path, including the fiercely handsome breed warrior she'd encountered in the dream. Or so she believed, until their paths cross again, and Phaedra finds herself and her Atlantean people at the center of Mika's wrath. With tensions between the breed and the Atlanteans already edging towards war, another powerful nemesis growing bolder by the day, uncovering the stunning truth about what happened in the Deadlands will force Mika and Phaedra to work together, an alliance forged by fate and an undeniable desire neither of them can resist. Alright, so the breed and the Atlanteans are heading towards a war over crystals that spanned many generations. Can the Order prevent the war and defeat Opus Nostrum? Mika needs to find out what happened that wiped out his team. Phaedra can't explain what happened to make her encounter a breed warrior, but he believes she was at fault for the death of his team. The setup of Mika and Phaedra's backgrounds and motives were done well. We get to see what kind of lifestyle and actions that shape them. Revenge is a normal reaction to something terrible happening to you. The ability to do so, not so much. Most people don't have the ability to do so, and a lot of times they go to widely unacceptable ways of dealing with it. Confusion for appearing somewhere you least expected with consequences you don't understand. All normal reactions that Mika and Phaedra have. Phaedra. Fee. I'm going to call her Fee, okay? The other characters react well within the means of expectations of those that want to support someone but not by helping them kill someone. This genre is considered paranormal romance. Did this live up to my expectations? Yes, it was so much better than the others. That might be because I know the end is coming, but the plot of the book tying so well with the overall arching plots of both the first series and the Next Generations. And if you stick around, you will understand. Which character did I relate to the most? Phaedra, because she lost both her parents and I miss my mom. Secondary character Mika, because he's hard-driven. He stood out because he's a hard-driven warrior who just got confused, in my opinion. What was most important? The characters of the plot. Both this time, it moved both the book plot and the arching plot along so nicely. These characters did. Yes, they did. It had 3 voices for the reading, and it did not affect my reading at all. Before we end the non-spoiler review, should you go and read this story/series? Yes. If you enjoy paranormal romance with a new couple each book, vampires, Atlanteans, aliens, ancients, and the brewing war. Totally should read. Totally should read. So, if you think I deserve a like, comment, or even your lovely subscription, drop it down below. And I will see those that are only here for the non-spoilers of the reviews next time. And those who are staying around for spoilers, just wait a moment to let them go. Okay, so you meet main characters, side characters, important reading characters within this story. And a lot of them, of course, you already know. So we have Mika. We finally get to know who Mika is. He's like introduced several books ago, but you never get told who he is. He is the son of Tegan and Elise. And I am happy, so very happy, that Elise got over having a son and losing one to have a son with Tegan. She did have a son. And he was, I think, about maybe Mika's age now when she lost him. So to get over that kind of trauma, to actually have another child, is huge. He has the ability to hear the sins and feelings of humans. He mates with Phaedra. Mika survived a crystal blast that killed his team. I don't remember exactly if it's because she helped him survive it somehow or another. But yes, a crystal blast in the Deadlands where the Ancients' ship had landed. And we have an Ancient, a different Ancient this time. This is one of the 8 that first crash landed on Earth, one that they thought died in the original crash landing. Turns out he didn't die. He was just hibernating, I guess, I don't know, in a coma or something, because he wakes up and he started causing chaos again. And it was a very surprising plot twist, because you thought it was the Atlanteans, because it was the crystal that the Atlanteans have that was used to destroy Mika's team. But it was actually because one of the crystals was in the Ancients' hands. Phaedra, there is so much introduced within this story that I had to put this here. Her parents had used their life force to create the crystals used to hide Atlantis from their enemies. So each crystal holds the soul and powers of her parents. So when she touches them, she can feel them. Then you have Elijah, someone previously introduced who was ashed by UV lights in this book because of the Opus Nostrum. Lucan, he had been lured to a party and was almost turned into a rogue by a new drug called Red Dragon, which almost instantly turns a breed into a rogue. And that has some foreshadowing for the next book. Jenna, she plays a role in this because they found a ship with 2 crystals, but only an Ancient could access it. So Jenna was needed because she was transformed by the alien tech and planted her by an Ancient, so she was most like an Ancient, so she could access the ship that the Ancients crash landed on. And that's when they found out about the Ancient being alive and that he had used the crystals to destroy Mika's team to protect himself for a while longer. The 3 POVs within this story are Tegan, Phaedra, and Mika. My favorite character was Jenna for always being positive in the face of everything after she recovered, because if you remember within her book, whichever one that was, I forget, I think it's Shades. It's either, no, Taken by Midnight. I think it's Taken by Midnight, not Shades. One of those 2 books is hers, where she goes completely bonkos because she can't accept the fact that, you know, she's turning into an Ancient and she just wants to get away from it all, to being a very positive woman who is practically cyborg. My most disliked character was the Ancient. Why'd you kill your own kind? And why are you stealing crystals in order to fight the Atlanteans, who want nothing more than to be left alone in peace? Queen Selene just wants to be left alone in peace. She doesn't want anything to do with nobody. But of course she wants to destroy all breed because she thinks they're all evil because of the Ancients. Even though she doesn't understand that the Ancients and the breed do not have the same correlations they used to have. Or they never had it. Yeah. It was told in chronological order with appropriate language for a romance book. The foreshadowing was done well. No one suspected that an Ancient was supposed to have been dead. Because he was supposed to have died in a ship crash, was still alive. That was a good plot twist. We could not have seen that this Ancient was smarter than the others. And it had good suspense because of it. A lot of good suspense. Like, was Mika really going to kill Phaedra because he thought she attacked his people? Ooh, there was such good suspense. The background of Phaedra, and Mika were explored well and made me feel connected to them. The title of the book meant that the ones ruling over the night, the breed, were starting to fall. because Opus Nostrum was getting closer to destroying them, and the Ancients an Ancient was back. The cover of the book showed the face of, I guess, supposed to be Mika. I have no clue why, but you got a moon here, crescent moon. You also got, but you can't really see it very well, more of the dermaglyphs. You can see some of it back here too. And then you got like this bar thing at the bottom, which is, I guess, a fence or something. I'm not sure. But that's that. I have no clue why they changed it from being the main couples to being this. What stood out as memorable was that an Ancient lived and was able to defeat Breeden and Lantians and steal 2 crystals. Of course, he didn't kill Mika the second time around, nor did he kill Jenna or Fiandra or Tegan, but still, he was able to sit there and get away from them with 2 crystals. Like, dude, how long have you been playing this? My favorite passage from the story is her expression softened, as if she could feel things beyond the others in the room, as if she were communicating in a wordless language with a small orb that glowed in her palms. When she opened her eyes again, they glistened with emotions, the orb being a crystal holding the life force of her parents. It's been a long time since she was able to sit there and feel them. And to finally be able to, of course, it made her emotional. I mean, recently I found that I actually have a recording of my mom's voice saying, "I guess you're still asleep." And then she talked to me later. I didn't know I had it. And it made me cry. Because it's been a long time. Over 11 years since I've heard my mother speak. And it makes you emotional. It really does. To have some kind of connection to them after they've been gone for so long. My favorite quote. "Where there's loss so sharp and deep that when it comes, it hollows out a part of you that you can never get back." It's truth. Regardless of who in your life dies, they leave a hollow part of you. It's like a hole. And there's no way you're getting that back. Sure, over time, it might feel like it's gone or that it's lessened, but it'll always still be there. Just waiting. What I thought about the ending of the book. It felt that it ended too fast. The pacing seemed off because of how close to the end of the series it was. I feel like they crammed a lot of information within this book that, based on the way she's done this stuff before, wrote this series, that she could have stretched it out another book, in my opinion. The plot twist was a good surprise and done very, very well. Like, I didn't suspect a thing at all about that Ancient being alive. No. What book did it remind me of? Jacqueline Frank's Nightmare. Jacqueline Frank's Nightwalker series is what it reminded me of. As you know, this book is part of a series. It's called Midnight Breed Next Generation, and a part of the Midnight Breed original series because it does have the Ancient still in it. Surprise, surprise. That's why the overarching plot of plot 1 of Midnight Breed is still in the Midnight Breed Next Generation. It's still there because there's still an Ancient. Still there. Surprise, surprise. Weren't expecting that, were you? I sure wasn't. I rated it a 4 out of 5. Mainly because of the plot twist and the fact that you got more information than what you did before, and it was excellent in my opinion. So if you think I deserve a like, comment, or even your lovely subscription, drop it down below. I will see you next illusion.